to my channel. Today we are going to do a Vinyasa flow sequence that is very back to the basics, beginner friendly. I'm going to go very slowly through the poses and really focus on form and placement of our bodies so that you can really get a sense of your posture and your form and not feel rushed from position to position without knowing what you're doing. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested, then let's get started. We are going to start in child's pose, so we're going to sit in the middle of our mat on our knees. We're going to bring our knees out slightly to the side and bring our hands out in front of us and bring our chest and forehead down to the ground. And start with just taking a few breaths here. All right, we are going to come up onto all fours. Place your hands underneath your shoulders distance apart, and your knees on the ground about hip width distance apart. And we're going to start by activating our core. So we're going to take our right hand out in front of us, directly in line with our body. And we're going to bring our left leg back, straighten it out, and slowly lift it up off the ground and trying to balance ourselves here. If you can only bring it up just a little bit and you're wobbling, that is fine. Just do your best to try and gain activation in the core. You should really feel this in the back of your leg, your shoulder, and really pull your stomach in to get the balance here. Now we're going to do a few sequences here where we're going to take our elbow to our knee 5 times. 1, and then stretch it back out. 2, back out. 3, bring it back out. 4, bring it back out. And 5. Now place your hand down and we'll do the other side. Make sure you get your balance here. Bring your left hand up. Straighten out your right leg and bring it up off the mat. Remember to hug in the core, tighten your butt, and really lift your leg and arm up so that they're in line with your spine. Now we're going to tuck our knee underneath and our elbow underneath to touch 5 times. 1, 2, 3, bring it back out. 4, bring it back out. And 5. Bring your arm back out and release onto all 4s. We're going to do 5 cat and cows, where you're going to breathe in and lift your chest up to the sky. And exhale, arch your back up. And tuck your belly in. Inhale up. Bring your chest and butt up. And breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now we are going to stand up and come to the top of our mat. We are going to really root our feet into the ground below our hips, about hip width distance apart. And we're going to really activate our hands. So you should have your fingers spread out nice and wide. And really activate the arms and Put them straight out beside you. Really engage the legs and really root your feet into the ground so you have a solid foundation. Now with all the strength and activation, keeping your belly tucked in and your butt tucked under, we are going to breathe in and lift our arms up, really stretching out the spine and look up at between our hands. And we're going to breathe out and bend over. If your knees cannot go straight, that is perfectly fine. Just keep a bend in the knees and let your hands hang down. You can sway a little if you'd like. Just really opening up into the back of the legs here. Now you are going to place your hands either on the ground or on your shins, whichever works for you, and halfway lift until your spine is straight. Now we're going to plant our hands down on the ground, and we're going to step 1 foot at a time back into plank. Then we are going to lower down into chaturanga. This, hover above the ground, is chaturanga. If this is too hard for you right now, it is fine to lower all the way down when I engage you to go down to chaturanga onto your stomach. And when we do upward dog, then you can just take the hands on the outside of your chest and lift up until you get a bend in your back. While you breathe in, tuck the toes under, press into the hands, and shift into down dog. Now my legs are straight here, but if this is too intense for you, you can keep a bend in the knees. It's just important that you're keeping pressure into the hands and engaging the shoulders so you're pushing away and not sinking into your shoulders. Take a few breaths here. Now we are going to step or jump forward to the top of the mat, rooting our feet again into the ground. Now we are going to breathe in and lift all the way up. And breathe out as we come all the way down to forward bend. And then we are going to halfway lift, breathe in, plant our hands down, and step or lightly jump back into plank position. We're going to breathe out as we lower down into chaturanga, and breathe in as we lift into upward facing dog. Breathe out as we press up into down dog. Now, we are going to take the right leg and we're going to step it up in between the hands. Bring the back foot down so your toes are facing the outside of the mat, and firmly press that foot into the ground. Make sure that your knee does not surpass your toes and that there's a 90-degree angle between your leg and the ground. We're going to lift up as we breathe in. This is warrior one. You really want to make sure that your hips are squared off, that your belly is tucked in, and that you're pulling your arms back so you can feel your shoulder blades moving towards each other. Really keep the arms activated, and it helps if you just spread the fingers and really keep them alive and fiery. If this gets too intense, you're welcome to straighten your front leg and come back into it. Now we're going to bring our hands down to the mat on either side of our foot and take our foot back into plank. We are going to lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Now we are going to step or lightly jump to the top of our mat. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands down. Exhale, step or lightly jump back. And lower down to chaturanga. Going to inhale into upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now we're going to take our left leg and bring it between the hands. We're going to take our right foot down, having our toes facing the outside of the mat. Really firmly plant that foot down. Make sure you have a 90-degree angle in the front leg and that your knee does not go over your front toes, and we're going to lift up. Remember to keep the hip turned in, and it really helps to keep the weight out of the joints if you create a scissoring motion inwards in the pelvis, which really pulls your body up while still keeping that bend in the knee. Remember to activate your arms and your fingers. You got this. I know it's hard. Place your hands down on either side of your foot and bring it back into plank. We're going to slowly lower down to chaturanga. Inhale, roll upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Take a few breaths here. Now we are going to look between our hands and step or lightly jump to the top of the mat. Inhale all the way up and exhale all the way down. Remember, you can keep a bend in the knees if the sensation of having them more straight is too much. We're going to plant our hands on our legs or the floor, halfway lift, plant your hands down, and step or jump back to plank. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now we are going to take our right foot between the hands. We're going to place our back foot down with our toes facing outwards. So it should form a parallel with the back of the mat. And lift up into warrior one. And exhale, open the left arm out to the back into warrior two. Make sure to lift up in the chest and the stomach so you're not flopped over. You really want to lift up and pull the back or your shoulder back so it is in line with your back leg. And keep that bend in the knee. Windmill the arms down on the outside of your foot and take that foot back into plank. We're going to exhale down into chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now we're going to do the other side. Take your left foot between the hands. Drop your back foot down, paralleled with the back of the mat. And lift the arms up. Now we're going to exhale and windmill the arms out into warrior two. Remember to keep your spine aligned. Your arms out to a T. And really pull the chest up and open up your shoulders, and they should be coming towards together in the back. gaze over those front fingertips. Remember, keep a bend in that front leg. Now we're going to windmill our hands down to the outside of our foot. Take that foot back into plank. Slowly lower down. Inhale, roll up. And exhale, downward dog. I'd like you to take the right leg up and open up the hip. Get a nice stretch in your leg here. If your supporting leg is slightly bent, that is completely fine. You can even bend that top knee if you'd like. Get a nice opening in the hip. Do some hip circles if it feels good. Remember to keep the alignment in your shoulders as we're doing this. You don't want to flop over to one side. You can take that leg down and go to the other side. Bring the left leg up. You can open up that hip. Keep the alignment in the shoulders and really keep your hands firmly pressed into the ground. You can bend that top knee if you'd like. Take some leg circles. Bring that leg down. Push back into downward dog and take 5 breaths here. We're going to look forward and step or lightly jump to our hands at the top of the mat. And we're going to hang over. Really let go here. And wiggle the knees around. Sway a little. Just have a nice little break. All right, we're going to breathe in all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, exhale, step or lightly jump back into plank. And we are going to play around with side plank, okay? So we're going to take our left hand to the center of the mat. We're going to roll over and stack the feet. Really press up into the side body. Really engage the shoulder here. If this is too much, you can take the right foot down, take the left knee down onto the ground, and still really engage the side body by pressing away from the mat, really engaging the shoulder and looking up to the ceiling and just balancing in this position here. Do not laze out on your arm just because your knee's helping you out. Really keep everything engaged. Keep this top hand activated and aligned with your other arm. All right, we're going to roll it back to center here and take the other side. So we're going to bring the right hand to the center of the mat, roll over. Take our left foot down, and plant your knee, and really bring a nice strong T, and look to the ceiling. If you can, stack the feet, and really press the side body up. Look up to the hand if you can. If you fall out, that's fine, just get right back to it. All right, we're going to take it back to center, 1 breath. Now we are going to do 5 half push-ups. We're going where we go into chaturanga and up 5 times. If having your legs straight out is too difficult, Feel free to place your knees down and lower down. Just make sure your butt's nice and flat. Don't be like up like this, going like this, please. Flat, nice alignment in the spine. Keep your elbows tucked in close to the body. We don't want them splaying out to the side. Really tuck them in. Have your hands underneath your shoulders and lower halfway down. Almost touching your nose to the mat. And up. Okay, 2, and up. 3, and up. 4, and up. 5, and up. All right, push back into child's pose, please, and take a few breaths. All right, we're going to come out of child's pose. We are going to step up to the top of our mat and breathe in all the way up. Exhale, lower the arms down to your side. Now we are going to do tree pose. If your balance isn't so great or your flexibility does not allow you to put your feet as high up, it can basically go anywhere along the inside of your leg except for directly on the side of your knee. We want to protect our knees. So we're going to take our right foot up, really firmly plant the left foot down into the ground. Press it into the leg, really create a pressing motion together. And that's what's going to hold you into this position. Really tuck the hips forward, tuck your stomach in. Pull your spine up, shoulders back, and we can take our hands at the front of our chest and really press together here. If you'd like to, you can always take your hands up and out. If you fall out, no big deal, just recorrect and get right back into it. All right, now we are going to take that same leg, really work on our balance here, and hug it into our chest. Maybe do a few ankle circles. Now we're either going to stay here and just work on our balance, or you can do hand to big toe pose, where you're going to take your peace fingers, grab the big toe, and straighten your leg out. Now, if you do not go all the way straight, that is fine. Just do not bend over. You keep the spine alignment. If that means you can only get your leg to here, that is perfectly fine. The alignment is really what we're looking for here. All right, we're gonna bring that back in. Drop the foot down, maybe give ourselves a little shake, and do the other side. So we're going to take our left leg up into tree pose, really firmly plant the right foot down. Make sure you're tucking your hips under, pulling your abs in, and really pressing the foot into the leg. Really create some friction there. Make sure your shoulders are back, and you're keeping everything nice and straight. If you'd like, you can take your arms up. Just don't have them hanging around. We're always engaging our arms and our fingers. All right, now we're, without dropping our foot down, we're really gonna work on the balancing here. Hug your left leg in. If if you'd like to take this a little further, take your peace fingers to the big toe and straighten that leg out. Remember, alignment in the back is key here, and do not push yourself further than you can go. Where you are right now is perfect for where you are right now. There's no need to compare yourself to anybody else. All right, drop the foot down, shake out the legs. We are going to go back to the top of our mat. And breathe in, lift the arms up. And breathe out all the way down to a forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Plant the hands down. Jump or step back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Now we're going to take the right foot between the hands, and we're going to keep the back foot straight and bring ourselves up. Really tuck in this back leg and keep it up. Make sure that there's a 90-degree angle in the front leg and that you're pulling your chest and your arms back. Now what we are going to do is we're going to take our left hand and we're going to bring it down to the ground on the inside of our leg here. If this is too much, grab a block, and you can always use that as a crutch. If you don't have blocks, you can maybe use a book or a soup can, or you can always just use the strength of your back to hold yourself into position where you are, and open the right arm up as well. So we're doing a twist here. Blocks are really great so that you can still get that alignment from the floor to the top of your hand without the flexibility of going all the way down to the floor. Really strengthen that back leg and keep it up. Great work, you guys. Now we're going to bring our arm down, bring our foot back into plank, and shift back into down dog and take 5 breaths. All right, now we're going to step our left foot between our hands. Keep our back foot in position. Keep that bend in the front knee and lift up. And here, just like in Warrior One, you really want to keep that scissoring effect in between the two legs here to really pull everything up so you're not just dropping into the sagging in the hips and really doing some damage on your groin. Now we're going to take the right hand down to the ground on the outside of our foot, or sorry, on the inside of our foot. If that is too much, we can use a block or a soup can, whatever you have available. If you don't have anything available, you can always just use the strength of your body to twist and kind of hover in this position. Make sure to keep strong in the back leg and keep that bend in the front. All right, take that foot or hand down to the ground, take that foot back into plank, and push back into downward dog. We're going to do some shoulder presses here, where it's kind of like a push-up, but you're bending the elbows out to the side and bringing your head almost down to the ground and pushing up. So we're going to do 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to look ahead, step or jump to the top of the mat, fold over, inhale all the way up, and exhale all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back or jump back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. We're going to take our right foot between the hands. We're going to drop the back foot down and come up into warrior one. Make sure that the hips are squared and that you're not facing the side, fully forward. Keep that bend in the front leg. Open out warrior two. And bring your arm up for reverse warrior. All right, windmill the hands onto the outside of the foot. Bring that foot down or back and switch legs. Drop the back foot down. Breathe in and come up warrior one. Check your position, make sure your hips are squared off. Deep bend in the front knee. And open out, warrior two. Stay strong in the arms. Now we're going to breathe in and lift that arm up and look to the ceiling. Really try and keep that bend in the front knee if you can. Always an option to straighten it out if it's too sensational for you. All right, windmill the hands down. Bring that foot back into plank and push back into down dog. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lift our right foot up. We're not going to open up the hip this time. We're just going to press it up as high as we can without opening that hip and hold it there. Stay strong in the arms. All right, sweep that foot forward without touching the ground to the top of the mat. Plant your hands firmly beside your feet and get ready for this because we are going to push up into standing on the front leg. If this is too much for you, you can always grab those blocks and keep that back leg up. Now we're going to tap our toe on the ground and we're going to lift up 5 times. You can have a bend in the supporting leg. If having it straight is too much for you, that's completely fine. All right, lift up. 1, tap down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I said 5, so we're going to do 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Place that foot down and breathe in and lift all the way up. Breathe out, fold all the way down. Plant your hands down, step or lightly jump back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take the left foot up. Don't open up the hips. Really work to stay strong in the arms and keep that leg up. going to sweep it forward between the legs. Plant your hands down and get ready to push up into standing on the left leg. If you need your blocks, feel free to use those. We're going to do 10 taps down and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you can have a bend in the knee. 5, 6. So even if it looks like this, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come all the way up to standing. Breathe in. Exhale. All the way down. Now we are going to bend our knees and come down to our butts. All right, we're going to do some boat post leg taps. So we're going to put our hands behind our butts and place them solid on the ground and bring our knees up into boat pose. If you'd like to not have the support, you're always welcome to take your hands out to the side while we do this. If you'd like to take this to the next level, you can have your legs straight, which is the harder way, and having your hands behind you is completely fine. What we're going to do is we're going to tap the right foot down and then switch, tap the left foot down, and we will do 20 of these. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And go onto your back and take a few breaths. You can hug the knees into the chest if it feels good. Give some nice gentle rocks from side to side. Now we're going to work into our back and our butt a little bit and do 3 bridge poses. All right, so you're gonna have your feet planted firmly behind your butt, hip width distance apart, and we are going to slowly tuck our butt up. And you can take your hands actually behind you and kind of tuck the shoulders under and really press into the mat. Press your hips towards the ceiling. And we're going to hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Take a few breaths. And we're going to go up again for 5 more seconds. Ready, and lift up. And release. Take a few breaths. You only have to do 1 more. I know it's hard, but you got this. Doing it with you. All right, last one. And press up. We're going to do 10-second hold on this one. Go out with a bang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. Hug the knees in. And breathe. Now we're going to do Happy Baby. So you're going to grab your feet on the outsides of the feet and basically pull them down towards you. And release. Okay, we're going to do one more thing for our abs here, and then we'll do our cool down stretches. So we're going to do 20 scissors. We're going to take both of our legs directly above our hips here, and then we're going to drop our left foot just above the ground. If you can't have your foot above the ground, you are welcome to place it on the floor, but I will suggest holding it up as it will engage your abs further. Really tuck up, bring your shoulders off the ground. If this is too much, you can always use the hands as an anchor and kind of place them tucked under your bum. And switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And release. You can breathe. Hug your knees in if you'd like. Now we're just going to start to gently rock back and forth a few times to come up to seated. Now we're going to take our legs out in front of us and do a seated forward fold. Most people can't touch their toes, so no big deal. If you do not have a yoga strap, what I did is I just grabbed a scarf from my closet. And this will help you to keep the form while still getting the stretch in the back without touching your toes. So if you cannot touch your toes, no worries. Grab a scarf or maybe a toe strap, whatever you have around, a piece of rope. Wrap it around the bottom of your feet. And then basically grab onto wherever your limit is and keep your back and your spine aligned and pull to your edge. So what I did is I just did like a wrap around, get a nice hook on it, and pull, keeping that spinal alignment. Nice deep breaths here. Of course, if you can reach your toes, feel free to do that. All right, come out and shake those knees a little bit, get some blood running through the backs of your legs. Now we are going to keep the left foot out to the side and take your right foot into the inner thigh. And you can still use your strap here because we're going to bend towards the left foot to get a side stretch. So side stretch here. Remember, form is important. If you're up here like this, that is perfectly fine. Definitely utilize your scarf or your strap. you don't need the scarf, by all means, take the foot. Breathing into the stretch. All right, now we're going to come up, give that leg a little shake, and switch legs. Bring your right foot out to the side and your left leg inside of the right leg. Take your scarf, wear your strap, and lean forward. Breathing in and out of the nose. Deep breaths. Do not forget to breathe. Holding your breath is probably the worst thing that you can do in yoga. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at actually flowing with the sequence of your own breath. All right, you can come out now. We're going to go into pigeon pose. So you're going to take your right foot to the opposite side of the mat, so where your left foot would normally be, and drop your knee down. It should be a parallel line with the front of your mat, and bring your back leg out straight. If this is too much for you, feel free to grab a couch cushion or a block, whatever you have, and place it under the right butt cheek. That will give you some lift and decrease the sensation right here. If you do have the flexibility to bend over, then feel free to come down onto either your elbows or onto your forehead. If you're up like this, that is perfectly fine. This just gets a really nice stretch on the outside of your butt. All right, press up out of that position, bring your leg back, and switch legs. So we're going to bring our left foot to the front of the mat on the right side. Place your knee down. This leg should be parallel with the top of the mat. Have your right leg back straight out, and always an option to prop a pillow or a block under the left butt cheek to elevate and decrease the stretch into the left butt cheek. If you so wish, you can bring your elbows down to the mat, or even bring your chest down and drop your forehead. Relaxing and breathing into the stretch. All right. We're going to come down onto the ground, onto our backs. And we are going to do hips on a block. If you have a pillow rather than a block, that is fine too. And we're going to lift our legs up towards the ceiling. And just hold here. Breathing deeply in and out of the nose. Ujjayi breathing. Even though this is a more rested position, still try to keep the activation in the legs. Even have the feet activated by pressing the bottom of the foot up towards the ceiling and spreading the toes. We can remove the block, come down onto our mat, and hug the right knee into the chest. Hug the left knee into the chest. You're going to move your hips slightly over to the right and drop the knees down to the left. You're going to create a T with your arms and look over to the right. If your knees do not go all the way down to the floor, that is perfectly fine, as long as your shoulder on the right side is still on the floor. If your legs are hovering, that is fine, but we should not be lifting our shoulder off of the floor. Looking over to our fingertips on the right side. You can close off the eyes if you'd like. Breathing deeply here. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can always cross the right leg over the left and drop down, and that will increase the twist slightly. If not, that is perfectly fine too. Now we're going to bring our knees back up, give them a little squeeze, and switch sides. So if you need to shift your hips to the left a little bit, then drop the knees over to the right, create the T with your arm, and look over the left fingers. If you'd like to increase the stretch, you can always wrap the left leg underneath the right. Breathing deeply here, in and out of the nose. All right, now we can bring our knees back up. Give them a little squeeze. Take your legs out, your arms out, and just let them hang loose. Disengaging all of the muscles with your palms facing the ceiling. Your legs dropped out to the side. Shavasana, final resting pose. Close off the eyes and breathe deeply. Out of all of the poses, Shavasana is definitely one of the most important. You need to take time to reward yourself for all of the hard work that you've put in. Just allow yourself to feel the sensations of your body. So euphoric from all of the hard work that you just did. If you would like, you're welcome to pause the video and stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. Otherwise, thank you and namaste, yogis. I appreciate you coming and joining me on the mat today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that it was technical enough for the beginner level. If you have any critiques or comments or anything that you'd like me to expand on, please drop a comment in the comment box below. If you have any requests for certain videos you'd like me to focus specifically on abs or crow pose, whichever, please let me know. Please smash that like button if you like this video. Share with someone who you think that would have value from this video. Also, if you are on fire tomorrow and a little bit painful from your hard work you put in today, I do have a Yin Yoga sequence, which is a very relaxing, restorative type of yoga. And you can check that out. I'll leave a description in the description box below as well. Other than that, I hope you have an awesome day. I love you and you rock.